Hi, besties. Welcome back to the Bestie Talk podcast. I'm your host, Kianna Jit, and I just want to do a little like energy check-in with you guys. I know that we are still coming off of the one of the most like craziest weeks I think that we've had in a while with everything going on in the world. It's like every single time I open up TikTok, there is something else, and I'm like, holy shit, this world is insane. So I just a little quick energy check-in today. Feel your feels. I want you guys to understand every single feeling that you are feeling right now with everything going on in the world is normal. It's valid. Your feelings are valid. Anger, frustration, um, crying, just desperation, every single thing that you're feeling, it's extremely valid right now. I was having a conversation with one of my clients earlier this week who is being directly affected by everything that is going on, and it was just the emotions that we were both feeling in the room was just intense. So feel your feels. Take a moment right now when you're listening to the podcast, wherever you are, in your car, at home, at work, wherever you're at, and just take a minute to take a deep breath in. Sometimes we don't realize how much tension we're holding in our shoulders and our face and our whole body. We're holding so much tension all the time. So I just want you to take a second, take a deep breath, take a couple deep breaths, hold your breath in for 4 seconds, breathe it out for 4 long seconds, relax your face, relax your jaw, relax your shoulders, relax your hands, relax your feet, unclench your butt cheeks, the whole nine, okay? Because you don't realize like how much tension we are holding all the time. I'm always holding so much tension in my body. So take this time, take this moment, do an energy check in with yourself. How are you feeling right now? Do you feel sad? Do you feel angry? Do you feel happy? Do you feel hopeful? Whatever it is that you're feeling, see it, honor it, accept it. And we are going to get into today's episode. Today, we are going to talk a little bit about bullying. That's number one, where we're going to talk about. But I want to talk to you guys about my story that comes with bullying, and as well as how it really affected my inner child and just my whole childhood, how it's affected my life as an adult, and how I am healing it, how I'm moving forward with it, how I'm reclaiming all of my power back, how you guys are going to reclaim all of your power back from all of your inner child traumas. We're going to learn about how our inner child traumas or our childhood traumas are literally affecting your everyday to day life and all of your relationships, your romantic relationships, parents, friends, work relationships, all of that stuff. We're going to learn how our childhood traumas are affecting all of that today and how we are going to move forward and how we're going to change that. Because, honey, let me tell you, with childhood trauma, we genuinely do not realize how much it's affecting our everyday to day life. You guys, even I, when writing all of this stuff down and gathering my thoughts for today's episode, I'm like, holy shit, there's still areas in my life that I'm like, holy shit, that's affecting that inner child trauma, or that childhood trauma is still affecting my life in this way. And it kind of made me clock it a little bit. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to clock how much it's affecting us on an everyday to day basis. We're going to heal through that. I'm going to read you guys a journal entry that I wrote to my inner child. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of homework. We're going to do a lot of fucking healing today, okay? Today's episode is all about healing. I mean, what Bestie Talk episode is not about healing, but today's really about healing. Like, I'm even giving y'all homework, okay? We're really getting down to this. We are doing a healing girl summer. I love hot girl summer. I'm all for hot girl summer, but healing girl summer, that's where I am at this summer. That's where you're going to be at. So let's get your pen and paper out. We're going to fucking school and we are going to heal ourselves today. Let's get a move on. So I want to talk to you guys. I want to open the floor up about me and just my experiences with bullying. Honey, I've had so much childhood trauma, but it's okay. That's fine. It's made me who I am today. But bullying is one that I don't talk about a lot. I've talked about, like I've been bullied before, but I realized in the past week, because it's been brought up so much, I didn't realize, why it's being brought up, how much is being brought up, and then also why I don't really speak about it, why I don't really tell my story a lot. And so I wanted to honor that today. And I also want to say something real quick. I want you guys to understand that divine and spirit does not speak through words. It speaks through synchronicities. So this week, how my bullying story has been brought up so many times this week. That is divine telling me I need to work on that. I need to honor it. I need to heal it and I need to speak about it. So if you are seeing something in your day-to-day life and you're seeing it constantly, it's every day, or you're seeing it 3, 4 times a week, the same topic is getting brought up, or the same sign, same signal, same number, same topic is being brought up, that is a sign from divine that they want you to pay attention to it. They want you to heal it. They want you to work through it. They want you to speak about it. So know that divine speaks through synchronicities, y'all. It's not going to tell you word for word exactly what you need to hear or exactly what you need to heal. It's going to tell you through people. It's going to tell you through TV shows, through music, through signs on the street. It's going to tell you not with words, okay? Not with its actual voice, through synchronicities, okay? So going back to what I was saying, there's been so many talk about my bullying story. It's been brought up so many times this past week, and I want to talk a little bit about it. So I was bullied extremely in middle school. Most of people, I think, are bullied a lot of the time in high school. I was very lucky. I didn't really, well, I wouldn't say I was lucky now, but I didn't experience a lot of bullying in high school. I got it all in elementary, middle school. So, middle school was, I think, the worst time of my life. Like, it was really traumatic from the moment sixth grade started to the end of eighth grade, honey. I was bullied tremendously. People would throw things at me, people would scream names at me, they would call me all types of names, they would follow me throughout the school. I'll never forget this one time of literally walking through the halls of my schools, and I had at least y'all 50 to 70 kids behind me throwing things at me, throwing rocks and water bottles, like empty water bottles and full water bottles and water at me, and calling me all these names, every name in the fucking book that they could call me, always making fun of me, always physically attacking me. I remember having a girl come up to me at the end of eighth grade year. I had a ponytail in my hair and they pulled my hair, punched me, all like, literally looking back when I was telling these stories to somebody that I was talking to earlier this week, I realized that my life low-key sounded like a fucking movie. When I was talking about it, I was like, oh my God, this sounds like a movie. This sounds almost unbelievable. Like, it sounds like, how could a kid endure this? Like, how could, and looking back, it made me really look at my inner child and feel so sorry for my inner child, because I was like, oh my God, if I saw a child dealing with the things that I was dealing with at that age, my heart would fucking break. So it was just kind of mind-boggling to me when you talk about something that you experience, especially trauma that you've experienced in the past, now as a grown adult, or now as a healed version of you, or it's been so long, you realize how bad the trauma was, because now you're not in that space anymore. You're not in survival mode. And I'm not in survival mode anymore. I'm talking about the trauma that I experienced. And when you do that, you're really realizing, holy shit, that was traumatic as fuck. And it really had an effect on my life. And I couldn't even imagine seeing somebody go through the traumatic things that I was going through. It really puts a lot in perspective. So that's what I was experiencing this week. And I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about that, because I want you to know where I'm coming from. I want you to understand that if you experience traumatic events like this, even if it wasn't bullying, even if it was something so insane, so traumatic and so almost outlandish, out of this world, I just want you guys to know that you're not alone, and this is a safe place to come and talk and heal and grow. So yeah, I experienced a lot of bullying in my younger years, and it has directly affected who I am today. And not I want to talk about how, yes, your trauma, your childhood trauma, can affect you in a negative way. It can affect your relationships, how you go about and live in your relationships now as an adult, but it can also affect you in a good way. And for me, a lot of my trauma has affected who I am in a good way. It has built me to who I am today. It has helped me learn to really, truly, authentically love myself. It has made self love my number one priority in my life. Like seriously, self love is my number one priority. With everything in my life that I go through, I'm always working towards fully, authentically loving myself and having self worth and all of that stuff. So it has truly built me to be who I am today. It has helped me be who I am, to be on the podcast, to teach others how to love themselves. It has helped me create spaces for people to feel safe because I never felt safe as a child. It has helped me give me the courage and the fuel to fight for those who are going through injustice like I was as a young child. So, yes, we want to honor the negative things that childhood trauma has affected and has made happen. We also want to honor the good things. So before we even jump into how childhood trauma can negatively impact your life, I want you to sit and acknowledge the ways that childhood trauma has positively affected your life. And I know you're probably like, bitch, what? What do you mean? How has my childhood trauma positively affected my life? It has. It really has. If you actually look at your life and how you live your life now, the way you think, your thought process, your beliefs, all of that, what you fight for, what you stand for on an everyday basis, it has something to do with the childhood traumas that you have endured or whatever you face as a child. It has affected you today as an adult. So for me, the positive way that my childhood trauma has affected me is by building me up to who I am today, for everything that I stand for my self love, for my self worth, for the salon that I own, for the businesses that I own, for the podcast that I'm a part of. Everything that revolves around me is all goes down to the same thing, for creating safe places for people who don't feel safe or seen, and for teaching people to have self love and to have self worth. And all of that happened because I had such a traumatic childhood, and I was constantly taught and yelled at and screamed at every single day when I was in elementary school, when I was in middle school, that I need to hate myself, that I should hate myself, that I'm not worthy of love, that I'm not worthy of affection, that I'm not worthy of happiness, that I should literally go in a ditch and fucking die. And because of those things that I've experienced at such a young age, I have flipped it, I have turned it, and have become a better person for it. And so I want you to do some reflection. Shadow work, yes, is going to be gut wrenching. It's going to hurt a little bit. I'm not going to sit here and say shadow work is always going to be like that, though. We need to acknowledge the light that trauma gives us and the pain that we've endured. Because listen, you have not endured all the pain in your life just to be a negative ass fucking person. You haven't endured all of that just to be a horrible person and to be out here spreading darkness all the time. No, you need to change it, change the narrative, and make yourself a love and light person. Make yourself a positive person. Make all the trauma that you have gone through and put it into something good to spread more love and light into the world. Be the person that you needed as a child when you were going through your childhood trauma. Be that person for somebody else. Don't be negative and just be like, nobody was there for me, so why the fuck am I gonna be there for somebody else? Because honey, that mindset is never ever going to get you anywhere. You need to be that light for somebody else. So as we're doing the shadow work of figuring out how is our childhood trauma affecting us on an everyday to day basis in the negative aspects, I need you to also do it in the positive. So today I want you to think. You don't have to sit down and write on a piece of paper. I would really appreciate if you did. But if you're driving, you're on your way home from work, or you're a busy mom and you don't have time to sit there for 10, 15 minutes and do this, I need you to consciously have this thought in the back of your head. How has my childhood trauma built me up to be the person that I am today? How do I go about my day to day life? How do I project my beliefs onto people? How do I spread love and light into this world? How do I go about people that are going through the same traumas that I went through? All of that. I need you to think about that consciously today. As after you listen to today's episode, while you're doing the dishes, while you're getting ready for work, whatever you are doing, think about that. And you're going to realize that there is so much that your trauma from your childhood that has affected your life today. There's so much. And in such a beautiful way. So, yes, something traumatic as fuck happened to you, and I'm not taking that away from you. But it has built you up to be a good person. It has made you who you are today, and that is reclaiming your power. That is something that is amazing, and that is something that you should be very, 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 very proud of. So, we did the positive. Now we're going to move on to the negative a little bit. I'm going to teach you guys exactly how and why does it affect who we are as adults. For some of you guys that might look for or needed safety as a child, you more than likely experienced chaos in your life. You more than likely experienced like abandonment issues, constantly going up and down, not really knowing what to expect when you came home. And so now in as an adult, you experience a lot of anxiety, you experience self sabotage because you were always used to the chaos. You're used to it. You find comfort in the chaos because you needed to find comfort in the chaos as a child. So now you self sabotage and will cause arguments or will cause things to happen and cause chaos to happen because calmness feels unfamiliar to you. For those of you who needed validation as a child, maybe you were somebody who was like the older child in the dynamic. Maybe you were the oldest sister, oldest brother, whatever the case may be. And now you are always over explaining yourself. You're always telling people everything instead of just telling them the one little thing because you always feel that you need to over explain yourself and you're always looking for outside validation. For me, attention was a huge thing because I was going through so much in my life with the bullying. And then also, you guys know I have so much trauma when it comes to my biological father and him not being in my life. So I was craving so much attention and I was craving somebody to see what was going on in my life, for somebody to take a second and be like, this is crazy. This is insane that this child is going through this. And so I needed attention so much in my life. For those of you guys who craved unconditional love, who maybe had a parent who did not give you unconditional love, or maybe gave their love to somebody else instead of you, maybe your parent, or maybe a partner like a stepdad or a stepmom. And now you are always searching and you're always chasing people who aren't emotionally available or who can give you the love that you need. So you're constantly chasing that same type of love because that is what your nervous system and that is what your mind and body and soul is used to, because that's what you experienced as a child and that's what you were taught what love is. For me, with attention and compassion and understanding, so much of my childhood, I was experiencing the bullying, I was experiencing the abandonment from my father. And so I felt like nobody understood me. I felt like I could not get anybody who could really understand the pain that I was going through. Nobody could understand the anger that I had. So I wanted understanding. I wanted compassion for the things that I had been going through, the things that I was facing every single day. I was like, where is the fucking compassion at? Nobody sees that this is wrong. I wanted the attention because I was so mad and I was so angry. And going back to the bullying that I experienced as a child, you guys, it was in I still to this day do not know why, but even the school, even the teachers, even the principal could not see everything that was happening to me. They always put it on me and they always said like, "Oh no, it can't be that bad that she's talking about." That's why when I say that I had literal kids, 50, 70 kids behind me throwing things at me. I walked into the office with all of those kids following me. And the second that I walked into the office, they all dispersed. When that girl hit me in the face and I walked straight into the office with blood dripping down my fucking face. And I was like, am I still the issue? I was dealing with so much and nobody was giving me the attention that I needed. And so now as an adult, I struggle with getting people to understand me because I was so used to just shutting down and shoving all of my emotions deep down in my soul, bearing it in my soul, that I wouldn't. Now, as an adult, I don't even allow people sometimes the opportunity to understand me because I'm so used to shoving all of my trauma down and understanding that nobody is going to understand me. So now I don't even allow or try to allow people to understand me. So there is so much, every single thing that we go through as a child, every single thing we even go through as an adult, it affects how we are in our relationships moving on forward. You need to be able to take your power back. You need to be able to reclaim your power back. And the main way, one of the only ways that you're going to be able to reclaim your power back and heal from all of that trauma and all of the things that you needed as a child is by doing it for yourself. So for me, I was seeking the attention, I was seeking the compassion and the understanding. So anytime that I feel like I'm angry, I'm upset, I'm frustrated, I take the time and I give myself the attention that I need because I didn't have it as a child. If I'm upset, if I'm crying, if I'm frustrated, I take a minute, I set aside time. I give myself that time because nobody gave it to me, right? Nobody gave me that attention. I give myself that attention. I honor what I'm feeling because nobody did that for me. The compassion. I live my life every single day with so much compassion for the things that I've been through, but also for the things that I see other people go through every single day. So I live my life with compassion in my heart every single day. And that is a huge way that I reclaim my power back. And the main thing with understanding for me, I remember when I first got with my husband, and he quickly learned that when Kiana is upset about something, she's more than likely upset about something else. Okay. That's something that's like, it's really frustrating. I know. I feel so bad sometimes because it's something that I still deal with. It's something I still do even 9 years later with my husband. Almost going to be in November, I'll be 27 years old. So it's something that I still do. And yes, most of the time for me, if I'm upset about something, if I like lash out, I get mad, I get frustrated about this one thing. It could be fucking spilled milk. I am not mad about the spilled milk. I am mad about something completely different and it needs to be deciphered. It needs to be talked through. It needs to be literally walked through and worked out. And he realized that really early on, and I really credit it to how well our relationship works is because it's not about the thing I'm usually mad about. It's about something else. But I do that with myself. I understand that, okay, if I'm triggered about something, I'm triggered real quick, right? I'm triggered about the people at Dutch Bros not getting my order right. Am I really triggered about the people at Dutch Bros not getting my order right? No, I'm actually triggered about that people don't listen to what I'm saying and people don't hear me correctly. And it pisses me off because I'm like, I am saying what I want and you aren't giving me what I want. And that goes down to my dad. It goes down to being bullied. It trickles all the way down. And so that's what I'm talking about when I say understanding. So I give myself that understanding. I work through the things that I'm upset about because I didn't do that as a child. I was a child, obviously, but even my therapist, they didn't do that for me. Most of the time, I had a client the other day ask me if I go to therapy, and I was like, no, I don't. I haven't been to therapy since I was in high school. And I asked her why. And she was like, you just sound like you do. You have this, the way you talk, your my insights and stuff. And listen, I'm all for therapy. I know that therapy can be so useful for a lot of people. Also understand that therapy is not just speaking and talking therapy. There is so many different types of therapy. So please, please, if you are somebody who is thinking about therapy, try it. It might be what you need. But for me, talking therapy never ever worked. You guys, when I was in middle school and high school, I was in therapy once a week and then anger management once a week. I was so fucking angry. I was angry all the time. I was angry because people taught me to be angry. People were so angry at me for being who I was. So I was just angry. I was angry that my dad left. I was angry that people hated me. I was angry that people said things to me. I was just so fucking mad. And those therapists never did what I needed them to do. So I did everything that I needed to myself. And that is exactly how you are going to reclaim your power after all of the childhood trauma that you've endured. The only way you're going to really be able to reclaim your power is meeting the needs that you had as a child that were once unmet by your family, by the school, by everybody. You need to do that for yourself. And once you do that for yourself, you're really going to heal. That's when you're really going to snatch your power back and use all of the trauma that you've endured and put it into something positive and put that energy that you are struggling with all the time into something good. So, I'm going to close today's episode out with my letter to my 11-year-old self. As I read my journal entry, I want you guys to really hear the words that I'm saying. This is genuinely an open letter to myself, and I want you to, as I'm talking and as I'm speaking these words, I want you to realize that you are not alone, because more than likely every single one of you guys is going to be able to relate to the letter that I'm writing myself. And when you realize that, I want you to take that with you on an everyday basis. As you go out into the world and as you see people that are your age, younger, older, understand that they went through traumas just like you. Maybe traumas you don't see, maybe traumas that you don't feel or you don't understand, but they went through traumas as well. And when you start to live your life with love and light for other people and understanding that they went through something just as much as you did, life and the world starts to shift and your vision starts to shift with people. I also want you guys to remember that we have homework today. So, the homework for today's episode is I want you guys to write the same exact letter to yourself. 11-year-old self, what was she going through? What was he going through? What traumas was he facing? What struggles was he facing? Who were his friends or who were her friends? Everything like that. I want you to really sit with 11-year-old you, and I need you to write a letter to yourself. Once you're done with that letter, I want you to read it and read it out loud, not in your head. I need you to read it out loud. After that, you can bury it, you can burn it. You just need to release it. This is going to be a huge way that you guys are going to be able to heal and release the traumas that you guys have. It's going to help you so, so, so much. If you can, do it during a full moon. It'll really, really help. If not, do it on a regular old day, cry your heart out, listen to some songs that maybe remind you of your childhood, good, bad, or ugly. Do whatever it is you need to do to feed and comfort your inner child. But without further ado, here's my letter to my 11-year-old self. I know your anger. I know how bad it hurts and how extremely frustrated you are. I know it feels like no one understands your pain. Some, even most, don't, but I do. And there's others that do too. Your anger is not a bad thing. It's not something you should be ashamed of. Despite of what mom, therapists, teachers, or kids tell you, your anger is valid. It makes you human. The things that you have endured and are still standing are all partly credited to this, your anger. It is also your strength. You are stronger than most, and it's something to be incredibly proud of. I know you're tired of being strong. One day you won't have to be so strong. One day it won't hurt so bad. One day the anger won't consume you. One day you will get out. This pain will end. I love you guys so much, and I hope today really helped you open your eyes to all of your childhood trauma, the good, bad, the ugly, how it's negatively and positively affected you, and how you're going to be able to reclaim your power and heal from it moving forward. I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys next episode next week on the Bestie Talk podcast. Bye.